Hello everyone. If required, please pause and have a look. This is the brief overview of Nifty and Bank Nifty price action from last week. For the second week in a row, Bank Nifty outperformed the Nifty. Part of the reason, weakness in the IT stocks. With that in mind, let's discuss in detail about what happened last week, weekly wrap for the September 4th week 2025. As we see here, including from last Friday, September 19th, in the last all 6 trade trading sessions, both Nifty and Sensex closed negative and both of them were down about 2.7%. Before last week, starting from August 29th, 3 weeks in a row, Nifty increased by 4%, but last week alone it was down by 2.7%. The broader market was even worse. Mid cap was down 4.5% and small cap was down 4.3%. Now, regarding why, lots have happened. Restrictions on US H-1B visa, delays in the trade agreement negotiation between India and US, a record low rupee, banks' liquidity concerns and reservation among investors regarding the forthcoming earnings season. As most of us know now, 19th September, Friday night, Trump imposed the new H-1B visa application fee for the employer that they have to pay $1 lakh for each new H-1B visa, which all we already discussed in detail. After so many back and forth, now the Trump administration kind of settled that this $1 lakh fee as one-time fee, not like every year. We know in response, Monday market was down significantly. Then again on Wednesday, Trump team said that they are planning to change the current random selection process with a weighted selection based on the salary. Which means higher the salary, better the chance of winning the H-1B visa lottery system. So Wednesday again our Indian IT stocks was under severe pressure. Then on Friday we discussed in the last pre-market video, US government asked the top 10 major employers to give the details about the last year H-1B visa workers, whether they replaced the American workers in the process or not. So again this also influenced our IT stocks very negative. On Friday, in addition to this, Accenture's quarterly results also influenced to the downside. So, overall, last week, IT stocks as a sector was down near 8%. Then second, regarding the trade talk, our Commerce Minister Piyush Goyal reached US on last Monday morning itself and he was back in India yesterday. So, all potential 4 days they had the trade negotiations, but it seems no good progress between the countries since there was not even a single social media post from Trump about it or not even the detailed interview from our Commerce Ministry. All we got from both sides is they had a really good discussions and hence it seems it didn't go as per plan, which is making the investors worry. Third, Indian commercial banks liquidity concern. In all the 5 days pre-market video, we discussed about it. On the September 3rd weekend, Indian market reacted negative on banking stocks as the liquidity dropped from 2 lakh crore rupees surplus to 70,000 crore rupees surplus. Then from that surplus, Indian commercial banks liquidity becomes even worse. It turned deficit of 87,000 crore rupees on Tuesday. That's one of the main reason why Bank Nifty fell again on Wednesday, while this 87,000 crore rupees deficit report was published by RBI. But on the positive side, from the Friday report, from being deficit, liquidity again becomes surplus, but still because of broader market and global momentum negativity, Bank Nifty didn't bounce back and on the weekly basis, it fell about 1070 points or near 2%. Then if you see sector wise, all 16 major sectors closed negative and obviously IT was the major dragger. As we discussed, it was down about 8% and followed by Pharma was down by 5.2%. Again, thanks to Trump, on Thursday night he made the social media post that effective from October 1st onwards, all the branded and patent pharma product import into US is going to have 100% tariff, which in turn crashed our pharma stocks on Friday. I don't know how many people know about this and I don't know how I missed this. There is an organization called Secret Handshake in US and they went to US government and got permission to install the statue in front of the Capitol building. And on Tuesday night, they installed 12 feet Trump and Epstein statue like they were holding hands and balancing in one leg and more importantly with the captions "Best Friends Forever." which is very funny and became viral in US on Wednesday. I mean, literally, I don't know how they did it. They installed the statue near India equivalent of Parliament with a proper permission from the government. Anyway, jokes aside, we know Trump persona. If he caught up in any of the situation like this means, then he will do something crazy and big to distract the people. And I believe that's the reason on Thursday he announced 100% tariff on pharma product import. See, both Thursday and Friday, almost everyone now just talking about pharma product tariff and all kind of forgot about the statue. So please remember, in the upcoming next 3 years, we have to keep vigilant of Trump problems. It's a very big clue. If he caught up with any of his big problem, then he will do crazy big. Hence, we could take his craziness for our investment advantage. Anyway, back to Indian market. The next ones were consumer durables and healthcare fell above 4%. Whereas banks, FMCG and energy all down around 2%. Only metal didn't fall much since international dollar index is falling, so the cheaper dollar is always good for metal stocks. Whereas stock wise on the Nifty stocks, because of 80,000 new car bookings in the 4 days, Maruti Suzuki was the major gainer, increased 2.7%. Followed by Axis Bank, L&T, Eicher Motors and Adani Enterprise. Those 4 stocks increased around 1 to 1.6%. And on the downside, Tech Mahindra was the major dragger, down near 10%, whereas TCS, Trent, Wipro and Jio Financial Services down between 6.5 to 8.5%. Then about institution wise, in the cash market only last week I said it looks like FII reduced their selling intents, but this week they turned crazy. I mean, in all 5 days they were mega net sellers. And the minimum amount they net sold was on Wednesday, that too around 2,500 crore rupees. So overall on the weekly basis, they net sold almost to near 20,000 crore rupees, which then translates on an average for every session they net sold for massive 3,900 crore rupees. Then moving to DII, in all 5 trading sessions, they were net buyers, and on weekly basis, last week alone, DII net bought for 17,500 crore rupees. So on an average, they net bought for 3,500 crore rupees each session, which is 400 crore rupees less than the average FII's net sold value. So that's all about the Indian stock market. Other than that, because of the IT stocks negativity, Indian rupee was also under pressure. I mean, it was on range bound during first 3 weeks of September, but last week rupee depreciated near 1%, like from below 88 rupees per US dollar to 88.9 rupees per US dollar. Even on Friday, it closed at 88.67 rupees per US dollar. Again, this rupee depreciation also adding fuel in the fire as it accelerates the selling in the stock market. So whether RBI supported the rupee stabilization or not, we could say only on the next week. But for now, for the week ended 19th September, the India's forex reserves increased marginally by 400 million US dollar to 702 billion US dollar. And regarding gold, it was up for the 6th consecutive week. I mean, last week 19th September, it was traded around 3,650 US dollar per ounce. That on Wednesday increased to 3,790 US dollar per ounce. But now in the last 2 sessions, it dropped slightly and trading between 3,750 to 3,780 US dollar per ounce. So that's all in this video. Hope you all got some useful information. Please consider subscribing to the channel and liking the video so that it will help me beat the YouTube algorithm and also motivate me to do more. Please don't make any investment decision based on this, as I'm not a SEBI registered advisor. I'm doing this for me and viewers' educational purpose only. Thanks for watching.